this is Yo Sensei. In today's video, we are going to cover how to create motion diagram for exploded isometric and axonometric. This is a very effective way to communicate a complex programmatic organization for your project. We will be using Rhino 3D, Adobe Illustrator, and After Effects with Mograph Motion 2 plugin. You can download the demo files from the description section. So I have this kind of very simple Rhino file that has different programs and facade element and site. And the way I have organized my file is that I have facade, pool, site, lobby, guest room, circulation, bar, spa, road as layers, and assign material to the layer. But the way you have to organize the file is that you have to group each element that is going to be exploded. So in this case, I have exploded the second level, first level, circulation, site, facade on the front facade and side facade. Okay, so you just have to group them to organize and when you export them. And so important thing is that the view is always consistent. So you can type named views. Okay, and set up your view for your axonometric. Okay, so you can press click and Axo 01. So this is going to be our view for to export. So after that, you are going to, so you can either do Illustrator export each element by element to Illustrator, or you can use Rhino Render to render each piece. And so in this case, I'm just going to render as Rhino. And so I'm just going to hide everything but the site. Okay. And then go to, this is Rhino Render already. And so what you do is go capture, view capture to file, command, view capture to file. And so we will export this. And one thing that you need to be careful is that you want to do transparent background. So that's very important. Okay. And also you want to aspect ratio to 1920 by 1080. So this is going to be the HD format when you export it. So now you can hit apply, and then for example you can say like Axo elements, and then you have to export as PNG. This is very important. PNG is going to give you transparent background. Okay, so that's why we can stack them. So we can call it Axo 01 site PNG. Okay, so hide this, show selected, and then I'm gonna bring in the front facade, and then view capture to file, same setting, and Axo 0102. Oops, 02 facade front PNG. Okay, hide show selected command, and then select this object, view capture to file, Axo 03 facade side PNG, hide show selected, this one, view capture to file, and Axo 04. I misdid the name, so I'm just gonna go to my file and change name to Axo 04 first floor PNG, and hide this element, show selected, and then view capture to file, and Axo 05 to FL, and then hide, and show selected. I think I have a circulation element that is this one, so show this one, view capture to file. This one actually should be between site and first floor, so exploded Axo 06 and circulation. I did forget to mention, but this needs to be a parallel view, not perspective. If you have a perspective view, then it's going to be distorted and it won't be able to stack and move around correctly. So make sure that this is a parallel view. Okay. So this concludes the Rhino part. We're in After Effects, and we are going to import the files from the PNG. So I guess the easiest way to do it is to just go to your folder and just select everything and drag and drop to your project area. So that is going to create, these elements. Okay, and let's see. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do is to create new composition. And again, the numbers that we are looking for is 1920 by 1080. And let's change the duration to be 30 seconds. So you can type 3000 for 30 seconds. Okay. And then drag and drop all of your elements into the project area. I think the site should be at the bottom. The next thing is so you have to kind of look at this area and decide which side should come first. So circulation should be the next one. Second floor should be on top of first floor, and the facade should be actually on top of everything. So this looks quite okay. So you can, move each element. So that is good. One thing that is useful is that when you actually want to change your composition settings and time, so if this one is going to go to like 45 seconds, and you change the zoom in bar, this clip ends at 30 seconds, and so that's because originally our composition was 30 seconds long. So if this happens, you can stretch, extend, and contract your length of the clips. So you can move your time to 45 seconds, select all of these pieces, and press Option and right bracket. Okay, in Windows it's Option and left bracket, out and right bracket. If you want to shorten them, you can press Option and left bracket, right bracket. So it's going to really help you to lengthen the length of the clips. So that's a really useful trick. Okay, so we're gonna bring it back to 30 seconds. Okay, so now we are going to look at kind of this thing in a way that so we're gonna go to about 1 second and then press P for position keyframe, and so move forward by 1 second, and so here kind of hard to do. So yeah, so 1 second. Position keyframe, and position keyframe for everything needs to be set at this position. So first thing that we want to do is for each element to come down from the top. So I guess everything can, well, sight can actually stay in the same place, and circulation can come down from the top. First floor can come down from the top. Oops. Okay, circulation is not quite out. Second floor can come down from the top. And facade, this one, I would like this one to come from this side so that it feels like, it's flying in the same direction. This facade can come in from this direction. So you can kind of like read the line on the side. And so by doing this, you can animate this whole thing to come together like this. That's nice. Select all of the keyframes, go to Motion 2, and I will apply about like 50% on the easy ease. Okay, so that's going to do this. But I would like to shift all of them to come in at different times. So I will select everything but the circulation layer. Well, I'm just going to take everything to start at 1 second. Okay, and then take the everything but circulation, and then move it forward to 15 frames. So shift all of them by 15 frames. Okay. If you hold Shift key on your keyboard, it's going to snap to the previous keyframe. So that's useful. So at this point, we're going to have something like this. Everything comes in, flying in from this different place. So that's great. So at 4 o'clock and about 4:15, again, we would like to keep everything to be in the same position keyframe. So we will click this part again. So this is very important. You can click on these keyframes to keep the same position as a keyframe. Okay, so that is useful. So we are staying at static at this point. So now at 4:15 to 5:15, we would like to explode these diagrams to be in the kind of like exploded position. So bring it again to here. This one to be kind of here. Second floor, go as high as possible, and the first floor can stay here. So now we have everything coming in, and then everything explodes. Okay, so at this point, what we would like to do is to capture a screenshot of this. And take it to Adobe Illustrator. Okay, on Adobe Illustrator, you can open a new document, and in this case, web large 1920 by 1080. So make sure that the numbers are 1920 by 1080. Okay, so you can create this file and bring in the screenshot that you took, which is this one, and you can just enlarge this to this size. Try to be as precise as possible. So in this case, I am going to add names for these programs. So in this case, I'm just going to do like 70% gray, stroke 3.9 with kind of rounded arrow. This one, that's nice. On the other side, maybe two points good, and add text. So this is going to be spa, I think. Never use Myriad Pro for your typeface. This is just to default. Okay, so the medium is a good size, good font. So I'm just gonna add text to all of these. So I will move it forward. Okay, so I have added all of these texts for this one. And there are two things that you can do. You can put them in different layers and animate them separately, or you can just show them all at the same time. It's really up to you, but in this case, I'm just going to do it all at once. So I'm just going to put my image layer into the bottom layer and call the top layer text layer. Okay, so I will save this. Always save your After Effects, Rhino, and all of the elements to in the same folder. Okay, so that is good. So when you go back to After Effects, what you can do is to go to File and Import File. And this one is very important. So you have to import this as composition retain layer sizes. If you do that, then you can import this as composition into After Effects, and that would be super helpful. So open. Okay. So this one is going to show as composition in After Effects. So you can just select the text layer, copy, and go back to Comp 1 layer, and then you can paste it here. So you can select all of these and then close the keyframes and then paste the text layer. So now we have the text layer here, and so what you can do is to animate them. So in this case, another useful shortcut for After Effects is when you select everything, all of the layers, press U key to if you press U key, then it's going to show all of the keyframes that has all of the parameters that have keyframes. So that would be super helpful. So in this case, I am going to press T for transparency or opacity and start at 0%. And then take about 1 second and then make it 100%. I would like to, so there's a lot of information, so I'm going to keep this frame for 4 seconds, so 6:15 to 10:15. And then same keyframe, 100% by pressing this area, okay? And then 11:15 to be 0%. So what it's going to do is it's going to come back, expand, text shows up, stays for 4 seconds, and then disappears. But I think it was a little bit too long, so I would like to bring it back to maybe 3 seconds instead of 3.5. So 10 frame. Yeah. Okay. So now we would like to get unexploded. So these pieces, front facade, second floor, all of these guys should come back to normal. So I think for the site we are not really moving, so you can just lock it. So now for the site position, all of the axon elements, I will click again on the keyframe at current time. So this is going to keep everything. And then I want using 1 second to bring everything back. So when we go back to the keyframe where everything is back together, that would be on the 415 frame. So you can click on this 415 at 415, go back to 11, paste, and then you can click from 415 to paste, copy, and paste. Okay, so you can really bring back all of the keyframes from the previous area and then bring it back. So this is what it's going to do. So expands, shows the text disappears as they come back together. Maybe we can shift a little bit, 15 frames or something, so that text disappears first and then everything comes back. Okay, so that's pretty good. So the next thing is that I would like to draw circulation lines in using Illustrator. So again, I'm going to select this and take screenshot of this and then bring it to Illustrator, create a new file, and drag and drop this screenshot that we just created, move it to here. So in this case, we are going to draw a circulation line as animating stroke effect. So first stroke that we are going to run is to kind of driving direction. So when you drive into this place, here's going to be the valet parking. So we can just do something like this. So here's the thing. It's slightly tricky from regular import and export in this case. So what we would like to do is to go back to After Effects and select all of the layers and just close all of these things. And then now what we need to do is to look at create a new layer that is adjustment layer. Okay, create a new adjustment layer, and then go back to Illustrator, select the path as the direct selection tool, copy the path, and then directly paste the path into adjustment layer. So now it pastes in a kind of wrong place, but it's okay. So now this path is a After Effects editable path. So that's quite nice. So after that, what you need to do is to go to Effect and Generate and Stroke. Okay. So what it's going to do is this is going to using this path information, and it's going to create stroke effect. So I can change the brush size to like 4. Okay, and this is white line, which is fine. So that's good. And then I'm going to keyframe the end point and change it to 0%. And I'm going to move forward about 2 seconds. And then change end to 100%. If you click on the adjustment layer and press U key, then it will show the stroke effect. So what it's going to do is it's going to bring this line. So the lines are kind of like, speed of the lines are very even, and it's kind of boring. So I'm going to motion and then add about 30% of easy ease. So it's going to do this beautiful line. So that's good. So with that, I'm going to add a new text layer. And then I am going to call it entry car slash entry circulation. Okay. And then move this text somewhere around here. Okay, so that's good. And so I used about 2 seconds for this. So I'm just going to bring up opacity layer by pressing T, and then opacity 0%, and 15 frames, well, just a little bit of frame and change it to 100%. Go in and then keep 100%. And then at the end of the circulation, I'm just going to bring it down to 0%. So what it's going to do is this text is going to appear and disappear as the circulation line will come in. And then I guess the circulation line then can disappear after that. So I guess we can press T for transparency and then keep 100% at the end of it and then go to 14 and then go to 0. I guess we can just move the whole text layer to match this line. So if you press U key on both, these are the keyframes for the stroke effect and the text for that. Okay. The super useful tip in this case is that like we did with option left bracket and right bracket, for car and adjustment layer, I'm just going to press option left bracket at the beginning of this. And then at the end of it, I'm just going to press option and right bracket. So we can just keep the these layers to be just visible when they need to be. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Illustrator and do another set of circulation. So in this case, it's going to be a guest circulation when they get into the hotel, go through the hallway, go to the next building, go up, and then go to this room. So this is, a nice circulation for the guest. You kind of need to align the angle to be, same as this thing. So okay, so this is going to be the secondary circulation. Okay, I think I would like to. So I think you can snap to pixel, turn it off, and then be very, very careful about how these lines will read, because if it's off, then it's going to read off. So. Okay, so this would be our secondary circulation. So copy this path, go back to After Effects, and then create adjustment layer, and then paste the path. Okay, so when you have everything selected, it's easy to move. But once you unclick something and try to move, it's going to move by the path, by each individual path, which is really annoying. To avoid that, you can double click the path so that you can select everything. Okay, so that's a little trick. So in this case, I am going to, at this same position, pressing U to show all of the keyframes. I'm just going to create effect, generate stroke. Okay, end to be 0%, and then end to be 100%. And then I guess we did 4 points for the stroke. Okay, so it's going to read like this. Okay, I think I added the second stroke to this, so I can just delete this. So now select these and U keyframe and select these, and then motion to 30%, and so that's going to stroke it. Another thing that I would like to do is for this area, maybe it would be nice if the circulation is going to go through a translucent building. So I'm going to select all of my buildings and type T for opacity and run 100% and then make it like 60%. So everything is going to be 60% starting here. Actually, I'm just going to bring it here like this. So it's going to look semi-translucent as the circulation will move through. So that would be really nice. Okay, and then I can, at this point, I can just select on new adjustment layer and then left bracket, option, left bracket, and then option, right bracket, and T for transparency, and 100% and 0%. Okay, so and then what's cool about this is that I can just copy and paste the text layer. So this text layer is going to be with all of the opacity animation already. So I can just type this one to be guest circulation, and then move it kind of close to this. Okay, so I will take the guest circulation and then move it kind of shifting away from each other, something like that. So what it's going to do is, come back together, a little bit opaque, guest circulation. Okay, so I'm just gonna do another one that is visitor circulation using this. Pretty much the same stuff. So I'm gonna go silence and move forward. Okay, in the end, I have these three circulation patterns: car and entry, guest circulation, visitor circulation. So those are the three circulation patterns that I have created. Now I can just go to the opacity of all of the other building elements, click on same opacity, and then bring it back to 100%. Okay. So at the end, this movie comes to about 18.5 seconds. So we can just move, end the composition around 20 seconds. So go to composition settings, and change the duration to 20:00, enter. So that's that specifies the length of the movie. And then it is a good idea to name your composition. So it's called comp1, because when you export it, this is going to export as the name of the composition. So I think I can just do exploded movie 01 or something. To rename the composition. Okay. After that, it's the same thing as normal. You go to composition, to Adobe Media Encoder Q, and go with the default settings of H264. Okay, and just render it. So I hope this video was really helpful for you to communicate the idea about your complex building programs. Please use it and enjoy and have fun. Thank you very much.